Welcome back to my channel, Disney family. So about a month ago, I was tagged in the Look at This Stuff Isn't It Neat Disney YouTube tag that's going around, and I finally got around to doing it, and it was harder than I thought it would be. So stick around, let's have some fun. All right, so like I said, about a month ago, a fellow YouTuber that goes by the name of Wrestling with Disney, Nina, she tagged me and said, hey, this is a lot of fun, do it. So I'm like, okay, I've been tagged, I'm gonna have some fun. It is a series of 16 questions where you have to pick out favorite items within your Disney collection and show them to the world. So hopefully you guys enjoy. A lot of my honorable mentions, I guess, if you will, are behind me. So as you see and I move, you'll probably get glimpses of some of the pieces in my collection. But today we're gonna go over my absolute favorites. All right, so the first question is, what is your favorite Mickey item out of your entire collection? And I don't have a large Mickey collection. I love Mickey, don't get me wrong, but he's not the main character, I guess, that I collect, but I do have a few pieces. You can see behind me here, there is the Apprentice Mickey metal fig. I've got the big old Mickey Funko Target exclusive. I've got another one here from Box Lunch. But my absolute favorite Mickey item that I own is the Steamboat Willie from the Shop Disney, and I think you could also find this in a Disney store, statue that they made to commemorate Mickey's 90th birthday. The deal with this is you had to have a Disney Visa Rewards card in order to purchase it. These are a limited edition of 1,000, and the number is on the bottom, and I got number 427 of 1,000. And he is made to look like a little bronze sculpture. I do have a review video on him if you would like to see that. It's actually one of the first videos I made for my channel. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt. I wasn't so great back then. But yes, this is my absolute favorite Mickey item that I own. He is super cool and he's really heavy, but he stays out as long as I can possibly let him until Christmas, and then he gets tucked away and then he gets brought right back out after that because I love this Mickey. Okay, so the second question is, what is your favorite piece of Disney artwork? And while I am an art major and I love Disney art, I actually don't have a lot of it. We do have some lithographs that we got from the Disney Movie Club when we bought special edition movies, but other than that, I do not actually own any Disney artwork. The one thing though that I am going to show you, and I love this, whenever you visit the parks and then after duration of stay and then you come home, usually about a week or two later, in the mail you get from Walt Disney World this really cute caricature, and it says, thank you, your pal Mickey, and then of course it states your name, so Kitson Family Vacation 2018. And I absolutely love these. We got one when we went in 2016 that says Don Williams there as the artist. And these, we keep every single one of them. I know they aren't true artwork because they're just prints, but in my book it counts. So this is one of my favorite things to get when we get home. It just kind of keeps the magic alive when you get back from your vacation. Okay, so the third question is, what is your favorite princess item? And while I am obviously surrounded by a ton of princesses, my favorite princess item that I own, I picked up at the Walt Disney World park in 2016. I saw it, I believe the first time I saw it would have been when we went through our gift shop at the resort, the ink and paint shop at the Art of Animation. We've stayed there twice now. And I saw it up behind the cash register, so I knew it was expensive because they don't put cheap things behind the register. And then I saw it again in, I believe it was Magic Kingdom. It was there, and it was in one of those nice shops on Main Street, and that's when I finally saw the price, and I was like, oh, I don't care. I didn't want to buy it in the park though because I knew lugging that thing around would be horrible, so we ended up buying it on our way out on the last day of our trip, on the way out of our resort. And this right here is my absolute favorite princess item. It is a Ariel Little Mermaid statue. It's not special or limited edition or anything. They don't make this one anymore. She has been replaced by another one. I love this one much better than the new one that they've made. But the detail, there's a little singing fish, starfish all over this place. You can see there's Sebastian. Her tail is covered in glitter. There's more stuff on the back side. Ariel herself is cradling Flounder. The flower is actually like a felt. She's got little seahorses in her hair. The bottom, you can see there, it just says Disney Parks. It was $125 and I did not care. My wife graciously ended up buying this for me, and then from her and the kids, this was my Father's Day present back in 2016, and I love, love, love this piece. All right, so question 4 is, what is your favorite Disney plush? And I have a lot of Disney plush, but one will forever stand out. I did not see this until our 2018 trip to the parks. And even then I only saw it in one part of the park. It was Epcot. And even then inside Epcot, it was only at Germany. Trust me, I looked everywhere, even on the Shop Parks app. And it said in-store only. And I was like, oh crap. And we'd already left Epcot, so I did not purchase this in the parks. Randomly enough though, a couple of weeks after we got back from our trip, it showed up on the Shop Disney app, and now it is gone. But I was like, oh my gosh, I have to buy it. I didn't buy it in the parks. It was the very first day we were there, and its price was more than I wanted to spend on our first day. But I ended up paying that much anyhow, so it didn't really matter. The reason this is my favorite plush is because it actually encompasses 2 of my most favorite things. One being Steiff. And if any of you are familiar with Plush, Steiff is a very, very, very nice, very expensive brand of plush. And 2, it's Mickey. And this is just the cutest thing I've ever seen. Steiff Mickey, I saw him, he was adorable. He's holding a little Steiff teddy bear of his own, and he's got his big yellow feet. You can see here, that is how much I paid for this little guy. It was $75. And I was like, oh, too bad. Sometimes when it comes to stuff, you just say, you know what, bite the bullet, it's gonna be mine. I do that with my wife for the things I buy for her all the time. Like, it's all good. I can justify most things, including this. So yes, this is my absolute most treasured stuffed animal plush in my collection. He is prominently displayed on my chair of Mickeys, which is literally right next to me. He is just the cutest Mickey I own, and I don't know if it's because of this, or if it's because it's Steiff, or because he's just a very well-made plush. Question 5, what are your favorite ears? Right here. I actually picked these up for my son and asked him if I could borrow them for my video, and he's like, oh, fine, Daddy. But these ears are the coolest ears in the world. They're Wally. You can see there's Eve. It's like they're dancing out in space. These things are the coolest ears I've ever seen. We saw these at the Big Top in Magic Kingdom, kind of where like the Flying Dumbo ride is. And he asked and I said yes. So these are the coolest ears I've seen to date. They are not technically mine, even though, you know, of course I paid for them. These are my son's, but they are just too cute. I think these were only like 24 bucks, so not a bad price. The ear portion is plastic. The rest of it's a formed felt, and it has plastic eyes, of course. But favorite ears, hands down, these Wally ones. All right, so question 6 is, what is your favorite free Disney souvenir? And while I don't think anything at Disney is truly free, it's so expensive to go, it's crazy. It's worth every penny, but I mean, I think they kind of encompass all of their free items into the cost of your trip. But the one thing that I do think is a lot of fun that they do, if you are celebrating anything, if it is any type of special event in your life, you can either at your check-in desk or within the parks, there's areas, they hand out these free buttons that you can wear. And this past December when we went, my wife and I were celebrating our 10-year anniversary. We were married in 08, and to be specific, in August of 08. And we wanted to go for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas, so we just kind of put off our celebration until December. So they gave my wife and I both these Happily Ever After buttons, and of course there's my name, and then we were celebrating 10 years. So I got one, my wife got one, and since we were celebrating, they gave my kids each a button that basically just said, I'm celebrating, and then, you know, they'd ask, oh, mommy and daddy's party. It was really cute. My parents were also with us. They also got these buttons because they were celebrating their 40 years of marriage. So they had these buttons too, but I think they also had the first visit buttons because that was the first time my parents had ever been to the park. So it was a lot of fun to have them with us. But yeah, this is my absolute favorite free souvenir from the Disney parks. All right, so question 7 was actually kind of difficult for me. It's, what is your favorite attraction item from the parks? And I don't buy a lot of things that commemorate an attraction in the parks. I probably should. I know there's a ton of pins out there and all that kind of stuff, but I usually tend to gravitate more towards, as you've seen with like the Ariel statue or the plush, a little bit more towards those items than I do towards something to commemorate Tower of Terror or Splash Mountain. I know there's a really cool Splash Mountain Funko Pop out there that I've been trying to get, but even though it shows available on Shop Disney, it keeps taking it out of my cart. But I don't really go that route, so I have to go with something I've actually never been on, nor have I ever seen, but it's something I did recently go, or recently purchase, and it is, and you just saw it, and I think a couple of videos ago, the Stitches Action Adventure pin, and it is from Disney MGM Studios, so obviously that is no longer in existence. But this pin is from 2005, and it's limited edition of 1,500, and it is Stitch and Ariel and Flounder. And the reason this is my favorite, because A, I love Stitch. There's a ton of Stitch behind me. You might just not be able to see all of it, but it also has Ariel, who's my second favorite princess. And this is the coolest pin ever. So that is what I'm going to consider my favorite attraction item that I own, because it's the only attraction item that I own. All right, so question 8 was actually kind of tough. What is your favorite Disney pin? And while I love Disney pins, I don't do the trading, so pretty much any pin I've purchased or along those lines is because I love it. So to pick my favorite was actually kind of tough. The pin I'm gonna show you, I've actually been looking at for quite a while. I just recently acquired it. I was hoping to do it in my next pin haul video, but hands down I knew it had to be in this one because it is, at this point, my absolute favorite pin. It says limited edition on the tag. It's not. It is exclusive to the Disneyland Resort, but it's not limited edition as far as I can tell. But this pin is old. I believe it is from 2005 or 2004 or something like that. But it is a mini jumbo, and here it is. It is all of the Disney princesses on one pin, and it is absolutely stunning. It is pin on pin. So you can see there, Aurora is the pin. It's kind of that pin on pin. But the detail on this, like Snow White has a little chipmunk touching her glass slipper, and Aurora is holding a briar rose, which is what she's called, of course, when she's with the fairies. Ariel's combing her hair with a dingle hopper. Snow White and Belle and Jasmine are kind of being normal. The other ones all have something kind of fun going on. But this pin is amazing. It is huge. I mean, obviously you can see there with it in my hand. It's heavy. But this is just probably the coolest pin in my collection right now, and I just absolutely love it. This one is never going anywhere except for on a pin board. So an amazing pin. Again, detail on it, amazing. Okay, so question number 9 is, what is your most sentimental item in your collection? And hands down, it is my Saks Fifth Avenue Snow White doll. Those of you who've been with me since the start, this was one of my first videos too, was reviewing this doll. You'll remember the story behind it. I don't want to go into detail, only because of the reason why this is so special is hard to talk about. But I'll just say that since it was my grandma's favorite movie and my grandma's no longer with me, this is a great way for me to keep her memory alive and just remember the good times that we had. And this is my favorite doll. So I'm gonna take the cover off, that way you can see it. Yeah, just so I can see her too, because I do tend to keep this one tucked away just because due to the memories and all that, it is sometimes kind of hard to look at. Okay, so here she is without the cover. I do leave her plastic on because I don't want her to get dirty or anything, but you can see there, trying to get the glare off, she is huge, she is stunning, she's perfectly posed, and she brings back a lot of really good, really happy memories, and I just love this doll for everything that it means to me. All right, so a little sentimental there, obviously, due to the question, but hopefully these next ones will be more fun. So the next question is question 10, is who is your favorite Disney sidekick? And that was a no-brainer. Is Dante. I love Dante the dog and Coco. He is just so funny and so cute, and he's the epitome of a silly sidekick. He just gets into the most hilarious situations, it seems like, chokes on his own foot, but in the end ends up being exactly what Miguel needed. And I love this plush from the Disney store. It is super cute. It's Dante as an Alebrije, which is a spirit guide, and he's just so cute, so colorful. He's so happy. It just makes me smile when I look at him. And by far my favorite sidekick item that is in my collection. All right, so question 11 is, what is your favorite Disney apparel? And this one kind of had me stumped for a little bit because yes, I own some t-shirts and stuff, but I don't wear them all the time. I only really wear them at the park. But then it dawned on me, I have the most perfect item for this because they are one of my favorite things. This actually combines two of the things that I think are kind of fun, pins and socks. And this came out last year commemorating Mickey's 90th birthday. And it is a neat little sock and pin set, which I thought was just too cool. So inside the box, you can see there's two pair of socks and two pins. And the pins are kind of original Mickey and Mickey now, and then again, Steamboat Willie and classic Mickey that we know today. So these were not limited edition or anything like that. They were probably very much mass produced, but that's okay. I actually ended up getting these when they were on clearance. I think they were normally like 60 bucks, but I got it for like 30, which I didn't think was too bad. But yeah, so this is my absolute favorite pair of Disney apparel. I love the socks and I love the pins. So of course, hands down, this is the one. All right, so question 12 is, what is your favorite Star Wars or Marvel item? Neither of those movies play a big part in my collection, period. Not that I don't like either of these series. I love Star Wars, I grew up with Star Wars. I love the new Marvel movies, they are a lot of fun. I just don't collect anything from them. I think I have just a couple of things, and so out of the couple of things that I have, I picked my favorite, and that being this pin set of 7 pins. It's limited edition of 1,350, and it's the Marvel Studios 10 years, first 10 years, and what it is, it's a pin for each Infinity Stone. And then of course the gauntlet that Thanos wears that has all the stones in it. So that is what I'm going to call my favorite Marvel item. It is a really cool set. The enamel work on it's really nice. The coloration is pretty cool. This was normally $69.95, and I randomly found it in the Disney store on their clearance rack for $39. So I was like, well, hey, there's a bargain. So I did go in and pick it up, and I'm kind of glad I did because it's just been sitting around until now. But that is what I'm going to call my most favorite Marvel item in my collection. Fittingly, question 13 is, what is your favorite villain item? And as you all know, like Friday the 13th is like, so why not have a type of character as that question? And it is favorite villain item, and my favorite villain item in my collection is this Maleficent plush that I picked up a while back when Aurora, some of her new 16th anniversary stuff started to come on the market. I picked up this wicked cool Maleficent plush dragon. Of course, this is when she has decided to go all evil on everybody and turn into a big old bad dragon that eventually gets stabbed in the heart. So not child friendly, but I just thought this plush was awesome. I love that movie. I'm a big fan of the classic Disney movies. They just, I don't know what it is about them, I just love them. And so this, to kind of commemorate that movie, I thought was really kind of cool. So this is my absolute favorite villain item in my collection. Okay, so question 14 is, what is your favorite Disney outfit, park outfit to be specific? Wearing it. What can I say? I'm a guy, I'm simple, all I need is this, and I'm good to go. All right, so we are getting to the end. There's only 2 questions left. So question 15 is, what is your favorite Disney park specialty event item? And this, I have to admit, I saw when we were there, did not buy it because of how much it was, because I was like, oh man, Disney knows how to make your wallet cry, but your heart happy. Good job, Disney. But I ended up getting this on eBay well after the fact for a much, much lower price. I was shocked at how little I paid for this. But while we were there for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas, they had pins all over the place. Well, I say all over the place, just a few spots mainly. But like in Frontierland at the Trading Post, they had the most of them. But they had Mickey's Very Merry Christmas pins. They were hinge pins. It was a wreath with a bow that said Mickey's Very Merry Christmas 2018 with a glitter embellishment. And then behind the pin, when the pin lifted up, there was 2 characters. The only one I truly loved and thought, okay, if I'm gonna pick one, this is the one I'm gonna get, was Peter Pan and Tinkerbell. And there were 3 other characters that were just what they called limited edition, but they were rack pins that you could just pull off the rack. And while I liked them, I was like, okay, these are $16.99 each. I'm going to be very, frugal and buy just one. When I went up to pay, I'm like, oh, they had these 2 sets behind the counter. One was a little cardboard box that was decorated like a snowflake, and it had, instead of those 4, there were 5. So it was the 4 you could get off the rack, and then a 5th one that was a limited edition, even more. So I think it was a limited edition of either 1,000 or 1,500. And then there was a framed set that was even more, of 6 pins, and it was limited edition of only 500. And that, of course, is when I'm automatically just like, oh my gosh, I need to have that. So I asked the lady how much it was, thinking it can't be that much because the pins were only $16.99. Oh yeah, no, that was not the case at all. It was $280. I was like, nope, Scotty don't. I could not justify that much on pins at that point in time, and I was like, there's no way this is gonna happen. So I kind of put that, away and aside, and then I've just been kind of keeping an eye on ones on eBay. I ended up finding them, the whole set, for way less than 280 bucks. I talked with one of the guys that was selling these and got it for a ridiculous price. So either he got it at a discounted rate and was able to sell it to me that low, or he just didn't care losing money. But what you'll see, I'm gonna get a little closer here, is the 4 that were available in the parks were these 2 and these 2. And then you can hear the hinge. This one, which I believe is Woody and Jesse, was the snowflake set of only, I think, 1,000 or 1,500. And then right here, Snow White and Grumpy. I'm trying to get the glare off, that's why it's at an angle, because otherwise, look at that. Snow White and Grumpy, they only made 500 of that pin. And this does come with a certificate of authenticity. You can see there, 500. Again, Snow White, it just was one of those things that I'm like, okay, I kind of have to have that. And I am super thrilled that I have this now. It is probably, aside from 2 other sets that I have, the pride of my pin collection. I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's just Mickey's Merry Christmas. Well, I don't care what you say. It's got Snow White, and that makes me happy. So that is why this is my favorite specialty event item that I have in my collection. All right, so now for the last question, it is, and this was tough, what is your most favorite item out of your entire Disney collection? My collection centers around 3 things: plush, limited edition dolls, and pins. And so I ended up going through just about all of those and said, okay, well, out of all of these, and trust me, it's a lot. This is not my entire collection, y'all. I have probably 30 of the limited edition dolls. I have God knows how many plush and hundreds of pins. So this was tough to choose from. But in the end, I just kept going back to one thing and one thing, and I'm like, okay, if you'll kind of see, I do have kind of a trend here. I got the Snow White pins. I got the Premier Designer Series Snow White above me, which I'll tilt it up just a little bit. You can see up there, I have the Platinum Snow White doll set that was available a couple of years ago. The Saks Fifth Avenue Snow White. I have Snow White in rags. I have the Evil Queen. I have the Prince limited edition dolls. But I am also lucky enough to say I have the D23 Snow White limited edition doll. And this is hands down the most, it's at the top of my favorite list. It's actually a toss up between this and the Saks Fifth Avenue one. But this is, I think, how most people remember Snow White, with her gold skirt, navy blue top, big red poofy sleeves, and the collar. This to me just embodies her more so than the Saks Fifth Avenue one does, even though that one holds a very special place in my heart. This is what she runs around in the woods in. This is what I'm pretty sure she's wearing at the end of the movie. And to me, she just looks so serene and peaceful. The detail on her dress is stunning. Eventually, I will get around to doing a review on her, but this, hands down, if I had to give it all up, I would not be able to give up her. So that is why this Snow White doll is my most treasured piece in my collection today. All right, Disney fans, well, that is my look at this stuff, isn't it neat Disney tag. I hope you enjoyed. It was harder than I thought it was gonna be on some of them, because I'm like, oh my golly, I love everything I own. I'm gonna pick a favorite. But in the end I did. So that worked out pretty well. If you have any questions about anything that I showed, or you wanna know where I got some of the things if I didn't say, just like I said, leave a comment. I'm glad to answer if I can. I'd love to see your guys' collections. So guess what? If you thought this was fun, consider yourself tagged, and then let me know if you post a video if I'm not already subscribed to you. I'd love to see your video. Let me know again down below what you thought. This is super fun, guys, I promise. It is a little bit longer to do, but it was a blast doing. So if this is your thing, make sure you hit like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well. We do try to post a video as often as we can. Usually it's every Saturday. Yesterday I had some technical difficulties. Today everything seemed to go much better. So yeah, otherwise there will be some specialty videos throughout the week, but usually it is every Saturday, and it is always this. It's always Disney, it's always reviews, it's always collections, it's always shopping hauls, pin hauls, park videos, you name it, that's what it is, but it's always Disney. Anyhow, guys, again, thanks for watching. I hope you joined the little Disney Dad family here, and I hope everyone has a magical day, and we'll see you real soon.